All right, hey everyone, how's it going? Well, we're going to start off the year today by watching some videos. So you kind of noticed probably in class that, well, I'm looking around it right now, the desks aren't really set up for kind of like a lecture environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and put the lectures and leverage technology to give you guys the lectures at home, okay? I like to do this for a lot of reasons. One is that I can kind of go through this and I can use the computer as a tool, and then when this is saved, we'll save these all to Schoology. You guys will have these, forever and always. So if you need to study for a test, or if you need to go back and look over something, you guys have that. So what you're kind of looking at right now, besides my mug, is a website that I like to use that's called Refonomics, and it was created by these guys down here, Stephen Reff, Thomas Brown, and Dick Brunel. Great guys. They're from a few different universities, but they've kind of put this website together to really teach about economics. So it's copyrighted and everything, but they encourage everyone to use it. This is going to happen a lot. Sure. Okay, great. I think we're up and running still. But anyways, so they're provided from a grant. So one of the big things with economics that we'll come to find out is that a lot of it is based on efficiency, okay? The big things within economics is that if you can do something for the most efficient price and time, you're gonna kind of win out in the economic game, okay? But we're first gonna start off kind of, just answering the question, what is economics, okay? So let's get a definition, right? But before we do that, we have to kind of have an understanding of what a difference between a good and service is. Okay, these are two things that are very prevalent in our society. So first off, a good, it's something that's tangible, something that you can hold on to, satisfies people's wants and desires. This pen, right, satisfies my want to write things down and my desire to take notes maybe. Maybe you're holding the same one, okay? You probably should be. A service, on the other hand, is something that is intangible. You can't grab onto it, but it also satisfies people's wants and desires, okay? Me teaching you is a service. You can't really grab onto the lesson, right? In some metaphorical, never mind. But that's kind of the big difference there. So tangible, it can be touched. And then on the other hand, intangible means it can't be touched, or it's incapable of being perceived by the senses, right? So looking at the photos below, which one of these is good or service, right? And then we can kind of run our mouse over to see the correct answer. So automobile, let's just start here, right? What do we think? It's a good. Teacher, what do we think? Service, we just went over it. What about a doctor, right? Is a doctor a good? No, a doctor performs a service, okay? Computer, you can touch it, hands-on, good. Fruit, good, okay? So just some key differences there, right? In a way you can reach out and touch your doctor. Don't do that, right? But they perform the medical service. So now that we know the difference between a good and service and the difference between tangible and intangible, what are people's wants and desires? Well, ask yourself this. What do you want? What do you desire? I'll wait. Is that enough time? No, because we want everything. Hands down, okay? We want everything, and they are unlimited. No matter what I can give you all the time in the world, you will always want something more. All right? That's what economics tells us. It's the study of human behavior, and we've learned that people always want more. Want food, water, good grades, haircut, money, home, right? The list goes on and on and on and on and on, right? It's always going to change, but it's endless. And that's what economics deals with. So the definition, finally coming to it, here's a long-handed version. Okay? Economics is the study of how individuals in society experiencing virtually endless, limitless wants choose to allocate its scarce resources to satisfy those wants. All right, it's a lot, so let's break it down. Okay? So digging deeper, okay, we saw this, right? So it means we're going to study how individuals and society make decisions about what they want. That's key there. How society and individuals make decisions. Okay, individuals, society, wants, right? Next, we're going to study how individuals in society choose to allocate the scarce resources. Now, what that means is that we have all of these resources, but they're finite, right? There's a limit to them, okay? A lot of people are talking about energy. What happens when fossil fuels run out? Well, we have to allocate, or we have to spread those out efficiently, right? Who gets oil? Who gets gold, okay? scarce resources, right? They're limited. Resources are limited, but our wants are limitless. So how do we deal with all that? Okay, so something is scarce, there's a limited amount of it. Resources are limited, guys. That's the fundamental thing with economics. We want everything, but resources are limited. We can't have it all. It's just the nature of the world. So this kind of turns into fighting, right? There's a fight that occurs between our unlimited wants and limited resources that are available. There's our wants, there's our resources. Now what do we call this? There's always a cost, okay? Whenever we choose something, we're giving something up. Whenever we choose a service, we're giving something up. That's a cost, okay? Nothing on earth is ever free. No matter what, you're always, spending something, whether it's time, whether it's emotion, whether it's, goodness, anything. It doesn't have to be money, okay? It's not, this cost is not always monetary cost, meaning it's not always money, but it's something else. Social, emotional, jealousy, number of costs out there, right? You guys experience this every day, okay? But in economics, we call these costs opportunity costs. Write that phrase down, opportunity costs, okay? Now think about that term, right? When you choose to do something, you're giving up an opportunity, right? When you choose to do something, you're giving up an opportunity. Now that's kind of a weird thing to think about, right? So think about this. When you go to pay for something, you're giving up money, right? You're giving up that dollar bill, that $2 bill, whatever it might be, right? That 50 if you're rolling deep, okay? But let's say you choose to skip class. Well, you don't have to pay to skip class. You don't have to pay money, right? But what's your cost, right? Maybe it's Saturday detention. So your opportunity is giving up that Saturday, right? So now back to the definition. We study how to satisfy our unlimited wants with limited scarce resources that are out there for us. So simply stated, the definition of economics is economics equals scarcity. We have to deal with scarcity. It's a real thing, and it's caused a lot of problems in the world, right? They kind of put this in here. Just remember scarcity. Anyways, so what's the definition of scarcity? Wants are greater than the availability of resources. Remember, we always want more than there are resources. That will always be there. That's like nature, right? So then we're going to kind of throw in a mathematical definition of economics, right? Economics equals scarcity, which then equals our wants greater than our resources, right? We always want more than the earth can give us. Always, no matter what. We can't have it all. We can't have our cake and eat it too, right? You ever heard that expression? What does that mean? Think about that. Come prepared to class tomorrow to talk about eating your cake or having cake and eating it too. What's the economic impact of that? Okay? This right here is the definition you should remember. Economics equals scarcity, which equals wants, which equals available resources. Okay? So we're going to kind of talk about resources at another point, but I want you guys to kind of go back through this. We talked about goods, we talked about services, we talked about what kind of intangibles and tangibles, we talked about costs. Okay, so come ready to kind of use these terms. We're going to be working with these for the next couple days, all right, and kind of get our feet wet in economics. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this. Really enjoyed talking to you, and we'll see you in class. All right, bye.